Do you want to talk more about Chelsea or good Arsenal?
Well, I'd prefer to talk about Arsenal. I thought as good as they were, but I mean, Chelsea is there to be shot at. And to Jules' point, I don't think Lampard's reputation could have been any worse or sunken any more post-Everton, so there's an opportunity for him to salvage.
Shaq.
No, I'm listening. If I'm Frank Lampard, I'm thinking I'm not getting another job. All of a sudden, Chelsea come calling. Maybe I can salvage something, but no, it's just gotten worse. So that aside,
His stock has fallen even more, though.
well, I'll be honest. I'm not sure it could have fallen any further.
Wow, you had it low.
Yeah, no. That's my position on that. But no, you look at where Chelsea are, and listen. The truth is, we've spoken about Chelsea ad nauseum, and I'm not sure how much worse they can get. In all honesty, my only concern around them is how much of this. Or the longer it continues, it becomes harder to fix or harder to salvage, regardless of who's appointed as the next manager. But I'd prefer to talk about Arsenal, who I thought, given how
you
good...
just spent a minute.
Yeah, but I've said enough about them. But given how their results had gone, given this game, and now all of a sudden you're chasing Manchester City for the first time in what feels like forever, I thought it was a great response. And credit to them for the way they went about their business. Madueke grabs a goal, so it denies them the clean sheet that's been... They haven't been able to keep one since Saliba's injury. I thought that would have been the kind of crowning glory on a good performance. But for a young team, again, that is still learning, gaining experience, to have that blow of the last results, to have that blow of knowing that all of a sudden, not your fate, but the fate of winning the Premier League is in Manchester City's hands, and they don't look like they're going to loosen their grip any. I thought this was a great response from a team, again, that's growing, and I think gets better for the experience. So credit to them for the way they went about their business today.
I thought his changes were good. Obviously, Kivior in place of Holding, and Jorginho in for his passing in midfield, because they knew they were going to get a lot of the ball in there. And I thought it was a great response. And I do hope Arsenal go on strong to the end of the season and they ask City a question, that's the very least. And I think they can. I want to go back to Chelsea, though. Frank Lampard talked at the end of the game about behind the scenes, and it's evident the problems. And I think he's talking about the incredibly, badly balanced dressing room, the huge squad of players, the problems they have at the training ground because of so many professionals. And he talked about that in his after-match interview. Now, he's at a crossroads here, because I really think if he's got anything about him, he might as well walk away now and go, listen, this is a shambles behind the scenes. And it's dragging me down. But then on the other side, he'll be like, he's talked about his love for the club and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So what does he do? Does he walk away now and get accused of not being up for the fight? Or does he stay and potentially get beat by Bournemouth and others in these games that are coming up? As Joe said, I mean, I think...
walk away.
Well, what happens if they lose every game between now and the end of the season? And when we talk about Lampard's reputation, right, it's absolutely on the floor. But it can go lower.
Right.
There is room.
I'm not sure that it can.
There is room.
I'm not sure that it can.
Because if he walks out at the end of the season and they've not won a game and they've lost every game, and my God, that potentially can happen.
No. My point here is, if he walks out here now, I don't think he ever gets another job in the Premier League.
He's not getting one in the Premier League anyway.
And that's my point. Right. So what's the benefit to leave it now?
Right.
You're not getting another job in the Premier League if you walk away now. If you don't win another game between now and the end of the season, you're still not getting another job in the Premier League. So there's only an upside to this, because it can't get any worse.
If he loses every game between now and the end of the season...
He's still not going to get another job in the Premier League.
Shaq, take the words Premier League out of the equation, right? Frank Lampard at the moment is lucky if he's gone back into the Championship, where he was years ago with Derby County, to get a job. That's how bad it's gotten since Everton and now. And I'm not blaming him wholly for this Chelsea scenario, not at all. But it was absolute folly to walk back in here and think that he was going to rejuvenate this squad of players who, quite frankly, have been looking all season for other people to blame, and happy for Potter to take the blame, and Bowley, whose fault it is, and all his acolytes and the new hires and the directors of football and the busybodies that are all in there, it's every one of their fault. But unfortunately for Frank Lampard now, he's now part of that problem. So I just don't know. I don't think he'll walk away, don't get me wrong, I don't think he will. But I think there's an argument to say he would be better off just going now. That's how bad this is. And the Aubameyang decision was absolutely baffling, because that guy has gone. The only thing he does of any note is every week he goes down to the ATM and checks that his money's in from Chelsea.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.